I'll never forget in January of 1993, I was a graduate student at the time and just returned from holiday vacation to campus at the University of Texas. And a friend of mine who was a graduate student had stayed on campus over break. Um, he was really excited and he sat down with me and said, "Have you seen this thing called Mosaic? It's part of what's called the World Wide Web. And you go there and get onto the internet through the web, and it has these little words that are in blue font, and they're called hyperlinks. And you click on them and it takes you to other parts of the web." I know I am that old, but it was a really fascinating, incredibly exciting time for all of us in the world, except for maybe travel agents. Because what happened shortly thereafter in, say, 95, 96, 97, is the travel agency industry around the world collapsed. It completely cratered. It almost went out of business altogether. Now, why in the world did that happen? It's because one could now do online individually what travel agents what travel agents were doing for you on behalf of you for years. So you could now go online and book a flight. You could book a hotel. You could compare prices. You could see you had visibility or transparency into different airlines and how much they cost. So you didn't really need a travel agency anymore to do the basic tasks of booking a trip. Now, that was interesting, and it could have been the end of the story, but if you fast forward to the mid-2010s, say, what's particularly interesting about this story is what sort of happened next over the course of the next 2 decades, because starting about 2010, you know who made a really dramatic comeback as an industry? In fact, it was the travel agency industry. And you think, well, why in the world did this industry that virtually disappeared off the face of the map, temporarily it turns out, make this roaring comeback a few decades later? And the answer is quite simple. And the answer is in the question, have you tried to book a trip lately? In particular, a trip for your family, say to Disney or maybe abroad or wherever it might be, where you go online and you're almost immediately overwhelmed with just too much information. There's so much help these days online. There's advisory sites and travel sites and comparison sites and hotel sites and flight, airline sites, you name it, anything and everything you could possibly want. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got a piece of information. Everybody's got an opinion, and everybody's telling you what they think you should do. And at some point, it's just incredibly overwhelming. And the more you dig into it, the more you want to dig even deeper, and ultimately the more confused you become. You know what would be really helpful in this kind of environment? What would be really helpful is if I could just call someone and just say, what do you think I should do? If there was someone that I could trust, that I could turn to for advice and for guidance to take this big, confusing world and not just tell me, hey, you should go to Hawaii, it's great, but rather help me take this big, complex decision and boil it down to a small number of questions that I can answer in a relatively simple fashion, such that I feel confident, not that they told me what to do, but I came to a conclusion for myself of what I should do on behalf of my family, that we together came to that decision, but we had a guide and we had help. And that's, I think, why the travel agency really ultimately has made such a dramatic comeback, is because they're playing this role of frame maker. They're taking something big and complex, and they're not eliminating it, but they're simplifying it. And that is, I think, really the role of a sales professional today, at least the differentiated role, the opportunity, let's say, of a sales professional today is to simply ask, to what degree are you playing the role of travel agent to your customers? Are you helping them navigate all the different options, all the different configurations, all the different information, all the different research, all the different data from you, from competitors, from third parties, from advisory agencies? It's just so much. And what they're essentially looking for is help. Not tell me what to do, but give me a framework, give me some guidance such that I can come to my own conclusion with more confidence. That's your opportunity to stand out today. Be your customer's travel agent.